So we are approaching the one of the research firms for the assessment of PBR cowpea. PBRO is pod borer resistant cowpea, as you must have heard.
Yes.
So the excess of this research firm is to carry out an assessment for the weed risk assessment study for PBR cowpea and non-PBR cowpea. Earlier on, we have done a biodiversity assessment for this same cowpea. Yes.
Okay.
So the aim, because the aim is to debunk myths and fallacies of falsehood that PBR cowpea has a high risk for potential weed invasiveness.
Okay.
And then again, some anti says that since PBR cowpea is resistant to Maruca vitrata, it may likely be resistant to non-targeted organisms. So I'm glad you are here today to see this study yourself. First, you are going to see the first-hand experience, the safety of this crop. You are going to also see that PBR cowpea is biodiversity friendly. You will see for yourself the high rate of non-targeted organisms, environmentally friendly insects. Yes, soil plant pollinating insects gathering around PBR cowpea, and that tells you that it is very safe.
Very safe.
Yes. So again, might says that this crop may likely be weed invasive, but you can see that
there are weeds around it.
Yes, there are weeds around it, and then the crop maintain its own jurisdiction of planting. So this is a very strong message for safety. So again, you are here, you are seeing that this part of the farm is already podding.
Yes.
So this is the PBR cowpea, and you can see the high numbers of insects. The butterflies. Yes. Now, there were myths that PBR cowpea would be toxic to the environment.
Wow.
In the sense that it would kill non-targeted organisms that aids pollination, yes,
and then all
and
those
that are very useful to the ecosystem.
Right.
So, and the reason they said is because if it can kill Maruca vitrata, it may likely kill these other insects. So
I can see flies around.
We're carrying out this research to prove that this crop is very safe to not just human beings, but to all other insects except Maruca vitrata.
Okay.
So you can see yourself that there are many different species of insects here on the farm, including butterflies, including the
what's his name?
House flies
and all those ones.
House flies, yes. Different kinds of organisms are here, perching on the PBR cowpea, and that's one. Two, in terms of yield or benefit, you could see that PBR cowpea is already podding and ready for harvest. You can see the pod.
So these two were planted at the same time?
The same time. That is non-PBR cowpea.
All right.
All you could see there, or all you would see there is just the leaves. No pod. But here you can see many pods ready for harvest. In fact, we would have harvested long ago, but the aim for this is not to harvest. The aim is to carry out the weed risk assessment and then the biodiversity
nature of the crop. I think there's a lot of misconception around GMO crops in general and sense, and this is a testament to see some of the things that it's happening, or some of the rare life things, because the insect I was seeing on that's this side.
Yeah.
It's almost the same insect that I'm seeing. I'm even seeing more here because this has flowered.
Yeah.
And so more of them are here than even this one. So it means it's very friendly for the ecosystem.
For the ecosystem. And then it tells you that it is biodiversity friendly. So, yes, which is very key.
Right.
So for the environmentalists who are thinking about the safety of the environment, this crop, in our view, is even more safer to the environment because it attracts more
other organisms, and
variable species than the non-PBR cowpea.
Plus the yield too.
Yes,
I mean, our
super.
lands are not increasing. Our lands are actually shrinking.
The essence of this particular research is to carry out a production study in terms of knowing what planting space is best for the
variety that we are growing.
Yes, of PBR copy.
Okay.
And then again, we are looking at the number of spray. What number of spray is actually going to be optimum for planting PBR copy.
Okay.
It is very important that actually you may not need to spray throughout your planting PBR copy.
Really?
Yes, I have done that research without. I planted without applying chemical fertilizers, without applying any insecticide spray.
Can we walk through?
Yes, we can walk through, and I was still able to get very high yield. But now we are looking at an optimization study, to see, okay, if you would need to apply chemical spray or fertilizer, what quantity and at what rate would bring up the maximum yield. That's one. Then we're looking at the planting space. We're trying to vary the planting spacing to see what precise planting spacing would also give an optimum yield for PBR copy.
Okay.
So that we can, with this, we will have enough data to recommend to farmer on what best
the planting farm practices should be.
They should adopt.
Right. So I can see that you demarcated this into several blocks. There are several blocks you demarcated has different planting spaces.
Yes.
Wow.
And this is a randomized block design.
Okay, randomized block design. So you design it in random. There's not particular format.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So roughly, I know it's still under research.
Yeah.
So currently we can't say how many plants population per hectare will be.
Not really.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's different steps and different stages.
Yeah.
All right. And then I want to just go over there and see what is happening, and because within 1 week this has now got into this stage.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then in less than 2 months you would see the drastic difference in terms of flowering, and then you would also see the uniqueness in the plant's way of spread.
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't spread horizontally like the conventional copy that we know.
That would know.
This spreads vertically.
Right.
And then its pods are also very erected.
Today
very crucial for
today
farmers.
is the 8th.
Yeah.
Right. I just picked my phone to check the date. June 8th.
Yes.
Now I'm going to follow this crop.
Okay.
In fact, I'm actually going to follow this.
Okay.
Very well.
Okay.
In about, what is the best time to come back?
The best time to come back should be July ending.
July ending.
Yeah.
So July ending we'll come back and come and see the stage that the crop is.
Yeah. Okay.
And then all the stages so that people, not just people, as a farmer, I'll be an informed farmer.
Yeah.
And will know that this is how it's supposed to be. So if you are seeing something different, then there's a problem. Yeah. Or we'll see how to solve it.
So again, farmers would save plenty money by planting cowpea.
Cowpea.
Yes. Yep. Because now the conventional practice of planting cowpea is that you have to spray 8 times.
Right.
But this
8 times.
Yes. But with PBR cowpea, maximally you have to spray 2.
Saves you 6 times of spraying.
Yes.
All the knapsack wahala, kafu wahala is gone.
And like
all the chemical hazard that you'll be inhaling as a farmer is reduced by 6 times.
We have done the research study for not spraying at all.
Wow.
And the difference is minimal.
Whoa.
So it means for the poor farmers who may not be able to afford the cost, the rising costs for
pesticides, insecticides, and all the agrochemicals.
Yeah. Of course, you are good to go.
Yes,
that is just what it means. And then again, I also want to state categorically that these crops are replantable. Because people say GMOs, you cannot replant.
Yes.
Yes, if you plant once, you have to go back and buy seeds. These are of might. These crops are replantable. Once you plant, you can harvest and replant.
And replant.
Yes, and replant. And
but would you get the same yield?
Yes, the same yield.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And then crucial to know again is the fact that they look exactly alike like the conventional cowpea. In terms of the leaf length, the leaf width, in terms of the stem, the color, everything. And you can see, like I said earlier, non-targeted organisms.
I've actually opened the one that I took from the other side.
Okay.
Just to see if there are any different traits or anything, but I don't see anything different from the conventional beans I'm eating. doesn't have any difference. Actually, it's even looking more robust and looking a bit bigger or nicer to the eye. So what about weed control?
You mean in terms of weed invasiveness?
In terms of weed invasiveness, and how often would you have to weed in between, or would you have to control weeds?
Okay, of course. Just like the normal planting practice, you also need to control weed.
Right.
Yeah. So there's no difference in terms of weed control for PBRO and non-PBRO.
Okay.
So if you are planting non-PBRO, you need to make sure that the weeds in the farm are minimal.
Right.
So it's the same thing too.
Right.
So and that again tells you that PBRO is substantially equivalent to non-PBRO copy. Yes, because it's the same farm practice, but except for the targeted trait, and then again, except that it saves farmers the cost of buying insecticide spray 8 times.
8 times. You are buying, and it's not just even the spray, the manpower.
The manpower.
And the time.
And then again, we are looking at climate change.
Yes.
We're looking at the farmer's health. This insecticide spray, over time, when farmers are exposed to them, can be
has a long term,
yes. So you find out that farmers
maybe that word again.
Carcinogenic.
Yes. Cancer related.
Yes.
Right.
So you find out that over time, farmers maybe in their 60s start getting a retarded health effect in terms of maybe weakness, in terms of not able to walk. Yes, and other maybe related terminal diseases.
Right.
So this may be because of the exposure over time to these chemicals.
Yep.
So again, it is very crucial to know that when you plant this cowpea, it saves farmers' health.
A lot of health.
And now we're looking at climate change again. So climate change is already causing so much devastating effects. Yes, on the global world economy.
Yep.
So when you apply so much fertilizers, fertilizers have this compound
the residual
called nitrate oxide.
Yes.
So nitrate is one of the leading greenhouse gas.
Right.
Yeah. So by reducing the number of times you apply these fertilizers to the soil, you are also helping to conserve the climate.
Exactly.
Which is very crucial for the ecosystem. Yeah. So this is one way also that PBR copy supports biodiversity, support the ecosystem, and then supports the human environment.
I think there's a lot of misconception around safety of things. Like people think like you are trying to challenge God or no. But God gave us the brains.
It is God who gave us the idea.
The idea and the brain to work.
Without God, this wouldn't have worked out.
I do sometimes give an example of such things to when I'm in clear terms. When God created Adam and Eve and all to generation to where we are, God never created car.
Very true.
It was a human being who created car.
Yes, even telephone.
Telephone that we're using, this is a human being. So God gave us the idea, the mind to create.
Yes.
As well. So it's same with GMOs. This is nothing.
And it was God who created the Agrobacterium tumefaciens.
Exactly.
Scientists didn't create that bacteria. And then this bacteria, right?
Yep.
On its own, can genetically engineer a crop by introducing new genes.
New genes.
Yes, like I said earlier, sweet potato.
Sweet potato was never sweet. That's why we have different varieties of potatoes.
Yeah, good. Very true.
Wow. This is eye-opening. So apart from the cowpea, which other crops or which other things do you do here? Here as
there is a GM crop coming up that is maize. It's called telemaize. Yes. So this telemaize is a double stacked trait crop because it will be able to resist against fall armyworm.
Oh wow!
Fall armyworm is also another basic notorious threat to maize production in Africa.
Actually, West Africa, we were the worst hit.
Yeah.
When the fall armyworm set in a couple of years ago.
Oh, so you know about fall armyworm?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm a practicing farmer.
Wow, that's great.
And so I know, and actually we were spraying all manner of things.
Yeah.
I mean, to a point that some people were spraying so clean, or what we call omo. Mixture with chili pepper. Granite chili pepper and mix it, and you could see the health hazard of it.
Yes.
Because at that time we didn't we didn't have solution. There were no solution. So if it is going to come up with the crops that can resist such. I personally lost 48 acres of farm.
Oh my God. That is
in
so
Ghana.
pathetic.
Yes, 48 acres of farm due to fall army. So I know fall army very well.
Wow. So you can see yourself now that is going to be very impactful to the farmers. And then again, the crop is also going to be drought tolerant.
Drought tolerant as well.
Yes. So it's double stacked.
That's what is called double stacked.
Yes. So this is a single stack PBR coffee because it's just one trait, resistance against Maruca vitrata. But in the case of telomerase, it's going to be both resistance to fall armyworm and then drought tolerance.
Right.
So by December, we're hoping that it's going to be environmentally released, and then maybe by next year we should be able to have telomerase in the market.
How do private sector players come into this field?
So private sector,
because you guys have been doing a lot of good work.
Yes.
But it's like it's not seen.
In fact, now benefits from this crop are mostly enjoyed by private sectors, and in the sense that, for instance, seed companies are the ones who come to buy these seeds, like Maina Seed, Good Agri, Techno Seeds company. Yes. So they also make profit from buying these seeds and then selling out to the farmers. So that's one way. Private companies also can also benefit from it because the yield is high, and then when they buy, they can plant and then resell.
So they can become the seed producers.
Yes, seed producers. And then this also paves way for creation of more jobs.
More jobs.
Now, I didn't tell you earlier, part of the benefit is that we can now export our cowpeas, yes, to US, Canada, outside the country.
Outside the country.
Before now, pesticide residue has been a major challenge.
Right.
When you want to export, they do a pesticide residue study to find out how much of these pesticides are still resident in the crop. Yeah. Okay. So when it is high, there's a threshold.
Right.
When it is higher than that threshold, it will be returned back. So many farmers have planted, they can't make money in hard currencies. You know what that means to us, Nigerians?
That's a lot of wahala.
Yes. So now you are just forced to eat your crop yourself or sell.
You can eat all. So then I will not grow much. So now I'll grow small and control because I don't have market.
Yes. So now when farmers plant this, because of the limited, the little amount of pesticide they need to spray. Yep. Yes, it means that their harvest would scale through the test of pesticide residue assessment,
right?
And then by so doing, they will be able to export. Many people outside Africa wants to eat cowpea.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, but then they need to eat what is safe.
You need to eat what is safe.
They need to be sure that this would not be toxic to them or very poisonous or so.
Because if I can comfortably find my cowpea, what we call beans, in London, I will buy and do my rice and beans.
Oh, that's great. Yes. So that would be so useful. And many of our brothers in overseas,
yes,
in America, in UK, in Japan, Germany, that wants to just have a taste of the local food.
Enjoy their local food cannot.
It's a good news to them. And then for our colleagues who also wants to taste a new food variety, of course, it's also a good news for everybody.
Right. Now, for the purpose of this video, I want you to tell me exactly how young people can get into this field, and not field as just biotech or the seed, but field as general agriculture, and advice to the African youth who is watching from Zaria, who is watching from Sokoto, or who is watching from Mazabuka in Zambia, or from Shedro in Ghana. What advice would you give as a young person who is also in this field? And I see, as young as you are, you actually have done a lot in this study. So as a general way of advice, what would you tell the average African youth?
Thank you. As you can see,
a lot of us are Japan.
So as you can see, I'm also a youth. So it means I would be able to talk well in the language the youth will understand.
Yes.
I would want to advise the youth to take advantage of this. Of course, we have been having some youth coming in now, and we have people like Khalid from Kano, who is also a student and also a farmer,
right,
and has been benefiting from farming PBR copy. So, and then we have people like Hassan and some other youth. So this presents to us a very unique opportunity for farming. I know that the challenges we faced earlier was farming and then getting little yield.
Yes.
But this is actually a game changer, because when you farm this, you are going to get a higher yield. You are also going to get you're going to be able to export your crop.
Yes, and you're also reducing on the amount of pesticide you are spraying. So you are not buying more chemicals.
You're not buying more chemicals. So with little cost, you can also farm. The only maybe challenge you may face would be getting the land.
Right.
So if you
land is also in abundance in Africa. Plenty.
So if you get a land, if you have a land, of course you can just come around and pick up the PBR copy seeds, or you can approach any of the seed companies.
Right.
They will be glad to sell to you.
How much would then? Thank you very much on that side.
Yeah.
But how much roughly would it cost for me to grow 1 hectare on the seed side? Just the seed.
If you want to buy, or
yes,
you want
if
to
I want to buy the seed.
If you want to buy, the last time I bought the seed, I bought 1 kg for 8,000 naira. 1 kg should be around the size of a mudu.
Okay.
So
yeah, I know the mudu.
Permit me to use the local
one.
Yeah,
so that's what they will understand.
The people
that's
can
what
understand.
Yes.
So
a mudu. Yeah. It's a mudu in Ghana will say olonka. So 1 olonka. Yep.
So when you are able to have that 1 mudu, of course, but I bought 2 mudus then to plant on my farm.
How many hectares? How many hectares?
1 hectare.
1 hectare, 2 mudus.
Yeah.
So your 2,000. Let's say worst case scenario, 3,000 naira.
Yeah.
Will get you seed enough for 1 hectare.
Yeah.
I'll give you the maths of the what we call the EOP. That's the when you're doing plants, or what we also call it in terms crop budget. I'll give you a total crop budget of how much it will cost you to do 1 full hectare of cowpea, and then 1 full hectare of cowpea. What's the variety we are talking about here?
PBR copy.
PBR cowpea.
Yeah. So
that we'll do the balance, and then we'll do a demo field actually. We are going to follow this one very keenly. From now that we have it at this stage, we'll visit again July ending. Yeah. Then we'll visit when we harvest to also test the yield.
So you can target exporting. That is also another good business. I'm just trying to
earn us a lot of
a business idea for the youth.
Yes, now.
So you can just decide to aim at farming to export.
Yes.
Because there are many people outside Africa who wants to taste cowpea. So, but the issue before now has been pesticide residue. But with PBR cowpea, that issue is solved. So if you like, you can farm the cowpea, harvest the seed, then you grind it into powder, and then export in the form of beans powder, cowpea powder. So that can be converted to my
our akara, and
it makes life very easy. It's just like pando yam.
Now we are exporting yam flour.
So we can export also beach flour.
This is interesting.
So it's a very good business idea.
AB is giving us two, not just 2. We did a value change. It's giving us about 3.
Yeah.
As a farmer, 1. As a seed dealer, 2. As an exporter. So you can actually aggregate and export. So you have a lot of farming, or you can gather a lot of women or young farmers around. They grow for you. You take it and you export. That is another angle. Then the value addition. You buy, you grind, package, export. Dollar go flow. Have you get? Thanks, Abi.
Yeah.
It's been a nice experience.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have found a young person who understand. Even as much as we are learning from the old people, but you have a young person involved who speaks the language and understand. They see that I don't need I don't need a 20 years or 15 years experience before I can get into this. This is good.
Yeah.
Within and around the same topic that is really, has this given you any exposure, like international conferences or?
Yes. I was in
What
the
was
US.
when was the latest event you attended?
US.
Okay.
Yes, and I went there to present the biodiversity results for PBR copy.
Okay.
It was at St. Louis in Missouri.
Missouri.
Yes,
Okay.
for the 16th International Symposium for Bird Safety Research, ISBR.
Okay.
I think it took place April, May this
April,
year.
May, just this year. Okay,
yeah.
just about last month.
Yeah.
How was the experience?
Oh, great. Our research work depicting cowpea as a climate smart crop emerged the third position.
Oh wow!
Globally, and in fact that was the only
globally.
Yes.
Get this done.
And that was the only
this cowpea.
And I was the only African actually to win an award in that.
Only African.
Yes.
Let me say can't because people, you see, we sometimes look at it to be as if Africa is just a consuming continent.
Yeah.
We only don't do research. We just consume whatever they bring it to us to consume. But this is proving to tell us
I was glad. Yes, I was glad, not just for me, but for Africa.
For Africa.
Yes, that yes, Africa is working. We are ready to work, and we will continue to work. We're not just the lazy
quote unquote that they call us. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
much.
It's been a good awesome experience.